Available for a couple quick comments?
Sure.
Okay, awesome.
But we'll go live just for unedited versions.
Okay. If I could just get you to say your name if you're comfortable doing that.
Sure. Steve Gifford with the Truth Trumpet.
Can I get you to spell your name out, sorry?
SteveGifford.
Awesome. Can you explain a little bit about why you're here today?
Well, I'm here, like you, talking to people and trying to find out their rationale and reason for being here. I happen to have an opinion that agrees with people on this side of the fence, if we're to say that. But I also want to gain the perspective because the ultimate goal is to bring people together, number one, and to elevate the children and not harm the children. Having said that, the reason that the people are here, the very diverse group of people that are here on this side, they're here to have their voices heard as parents. Because as I think you're aware, and most people are aware now, the Greater Windsor-Essex School Board has shut out the parents. Now they've stated in fear, I don't believe they said of their life, but in fear of threats or feeling harm. The problem with that is when you're someone like me and others here that have attended the board meetings, trying to ask questions and make valid, rational, factual points about policy that happens to disagree with the current policy or narrative, the board members and trustee take that as harsh or offensive when it used to be a difference of opinion. So parents want their voices heard, and they want to have their voices heard on the curriculum that's being taught. Most importantly, there's certain curriculum for children that are of tender age that are being presented to all of the children under the guise that it's stowed away for just a particular minority group. And if that was the case, I personally am not saying I agree or disagree with that, but we know for a fact that that's not what is happening in the public sector in some of the schools. And if it's progressing in some of the schools, it most likely, according to history, will progress and spread to the rest because policy spreads like that to all under its umbrella. So the parents here want their voices heard. And before you talk about it, before we get to the table about what they want it heard about, as I just started explaining, they have to be let in to be heard.
So a lot of the signs that are out here are saying to, leave our kids alone, no secrets in schools. I talked to a couple of people on the other side kind of saying that, that school should be a safe space for kids to be, and that if they don't feel comfortable telling their parents certain aspects, that they shouldn't have to do that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, if we hearken back to anywhere in history of our society, if you take that out of the context you're speaking and insert any other context that you can think of with a stranger, with children, and talking about sex of any kind, or providing surgery or providing drugs to children under a different context, that would be unacceptable in anybody's mind. And we're coming from the exact same position that if it's not okay to present certain things to children under a certain age, and it wasn't okay to present this to children in the same respect throughout history, something has changed currently that isn't good. And according to the Bible, which hasn't changed.
And you mentioned at the beginning that you were kind of trying to understand both sides of that. Is that correct?
Yes.
So have you been talking to people from the other side also, or more so on this side?
I've attempted to, and there's been a couple that have spoken. But again, the second that they hear an opposing opinion or view, and again, not in an argumentative way, not in an angry way, just a disagreeable way, they want to shut down the conversation, and that seems to be what the political spectrum has turned into really over the last few years since the COVID pandemic. Is there's a narrative that's being pushed, and anything that dissents from that narrative is shut down and demonized and censored. and a straw man is built of that group or person and demonized without any retort.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. No problem. Thanks. Nice to meet you, Megan.
Nice to meet you. Well, we met before at the health unit probably a couple times, but
Probably.
Steve, have a good one.